Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my mid-year wrap-up and I am so excited. So I have all of my books that I've read so far this year to the right of me, which I'll show you in a second. I have a few questions I'm going to answer, my disappointments, my favorites, my lowest rated book, all that type of stuff. But I'm going to be going over every single book that I've read over the last 6 months, so from January to June. And then I'm also going to be giving my ratings for each book. Well, I started reading last year, like really started reading, and so my goal last year was I think 24 books because I wanted to read 2 books a month. My goal when I first set it was 50 at the beginning of the year, but then I surpassed the halfway 3 months into the year, or like 4 months into the year, so I decided to up it to 60. So now my goal is 60 books. I have read 34 so far, and that includes rereads. But I've read 34 so far. I've had a lot of good reads this year. Since I just started my channel back in March, I still have a lot of area to cover about books. Regardless, I'm going to be talking about all of the books I've read so far. So, on Goodreads, I rated 10 books 5 stars. We're going to go over whether or not that stands true because I was kind of giving out 5 stars left and right. So, we're going to dive in and I'll talk about whether or not that book is still a 5 star, if it's bumped down a little bit, because there are a couple where it's bumped down. My Goodreads is always linked on my Instagram, TikTok, like that type of stuff. It's also linked in my bio on my channel, but I'm gonna link it in the description down below so it's easy to find if you want to see in depth what I think about these books, or just like follow me, because I am an avid updater whenever I read a book. So if you're interested in seeing like my thoughts while I read, you can go ahead and follow me on there. But I'm going to be going over each of the months and all of the books I've read in those months. So starting off with January, I read 7 books. This is the stack right here. I'm going to do a speed round of all of the books and their ratings for each of the months. So let's get into it. Kingdom of the Wicked, and this was 2 stars. Reread of Akatar and Akamov, 4.5, 5 stars. Nightbane, which is the second book in the Lightlark series by Alex Astor, 3.75. Powerless, 3rd book in Chestnut Springs by Elsie Silver, 3.75. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, this is the 1st book in the trilogy, and 4 stars. Wildfire by Hannah Grace, and this is 3 stars. I just realized that you can literally see some of my May stack over there. I read a lot of books in May. Next up is February. Here is the stack. I read 5 books in February. First book that I read was House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas, 5 stars. 5 stars. The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, this is the 2nd book in the trilogy, 5 stars. The last book in the trilogy, A Curse for True Love, I rated this 5 stars at first, 4.5 stars. Caraval, which is the series that takes place before the last series I just talked about by Stephanie Garber, and 4 stars. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, 3.5 stars. It gets better. Okay, it gets better. I start liking the series more. And then we have March, where I read 5 books. Legendary, the 2nd book in Caraval, 3 stars. Reckless by Elsie Silver, this is the 4th book in the Chestnut Springs series. I first rated this 5 stars, but I don't think about it like you would a 5 star. So 4.75. Finale, which is the final book in the trilogy by Stephanie Garber, 3.5 stars. I wasn't the biggest fan of Caraval. I kind of read it at the wrong time, I think. I think that was the problem. First Daisy Hates book by Jessa Hastings. I don't remember if I rated this 4 stars. I'll have to look at it. Yes, so I did rate this 5 stars. I have to think on it. Yeah. 5 stars. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and 4 stars. Next is April, and I read 4 books in April. First book I read, Aqua War, 5 freaking stars. 6-star book. This is my favorite book in the series. Love this book. Two Twisted Crowns, this finishes the duology, the Shepherd King duology, 5 stars. Daughter of No Worlds, the 1st book of the War of Lost Hearts trilogy by Carissa Broadbent. I have to check what I rated this. Okay, I rated this 4.5, definitely 4.5. And then Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings, 4 stars. Next is the best reading month that I've ever had. I have an in-depth video about it, which I'll tag. But next up is May. If you want a more in-depth video about this stack right here, I will tag my May wrap up because I talked a lot about them. My May reads. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, 4 stars. Vow of Thieves, which is the second book in the duology, 4.5 stars. Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella for the Powerless series. I rated this 5 stars at first because I was crying for the full 200 pages. But I think I'm gonna rate it a 4.5 just because it is so small and it's a novella. It's kind of hard to rate it a 5, you know what I mean? I did love it. I did love it so much, but I think 4.5. Funny Story by Emily Henry, 5 stars. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, 5 stars. I love this book so much. Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This was a reread, 5 stars. Duh. Children of Fallen Gods. This is the second book in the War of Lost Hearts trilogy by Carissa Broadbent. 4.5 stars. 4.5. Mother of Death and Dawn. This is the final book in the trilogy. 5 frickin' stars. 6 stars. 6 stars. I love this book so much. Finally, these are my June/1 July read because technically the halfway point is July 2nd through the year. So I'm counting it because I finished this book on Monday, which was July 1st. So I have my reread of Throne of Glass, 5 stars. Duh. Look at the tabs. I love her. My reread of Crown of Midnight, 5 stars. Duh. I'm so obsessed with my tabs. Let me just show you real quick. Love them. Daisy Hates the Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. And then I read 2 books on my Kindle. I just did a reading vlog on it. I have that up and posted, so I will tag that over here somewhere. But I just finished Heartless Hunter, which is the first book in the Crimson Moth series. I'm gonna rate it, in the video I said 4.75. I'm gonna rate it a 4.5. And then I just read What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. I just finished it and I think it's a 2.75. I might read the rest of the series, we shall see, I don't know. But I'm not going to be doing a June wrap up just because I didn't read that much. That's my brief June wrap up. I'm going to show you all of my books. So these are all of the books that I've read so far this year. And then I have some questions that I have that I'm going to answer about these books. Also, my shelves look so empty. Can you tell that I really got into reading this year? Because that's my entire shelf that's gone. Like I said before, I rated 10 books 5 stars on Goodreads, and I'm going to recount them and show you my actual 5 stars now that I've sat and thought about it and have been able to reevaluate my rating. So I'm going to go ahead and count them and show you guys what are my actual 5 stars. Also, I'm not going to include my rereads. Those don't count because there would be a lot more 5 stars if those did count. So my rereads do not count, by the way. Okay, so I have all of my originally rated 5 stars that I have on Goodreads right here in this stack. So this is my stack of originally rated 5 stars, but I'm gonna see which ones are my actual 5 stars. Okay, so these are the books that I took out. I don't remember, I have such bad memory. I don't remember what I rated this when I said it, but I think it's more of a 4.75, not a 5 star. Anyways, here is my official 5 star. Thank you so much. These are so heavy. This is my official 5 star stack for the first half of the year. So we have House of Flame and Shadow, Ballad of Never After, Mother of Death and Dawn, Funny Story, Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, and then Just for the Summer. Those are all of my 5 stars. And then, let me read my little note. Okay, so I already went over my ratings, but I want to talk about my lowest rated books of the year. And those were, I am just a crazy book lady right now. This is actually insane. I'm going to take a picture and include it right on the screen because this is crazy. I'm completely tangled up. Anyways, so we have Kingdom of the Wicked and then What Lies Beyond the Veil. These are my 2 lowest rated books. This was a 2 star. This was 2.75. I did not enjoy these whatsoever. I disliked the writing in this. I didn't like the female main character. I also listened to this on audiobook, which I feel like that could have been where I went wrong, but I can't change it. So this book I just finished, and like I said, I posted a vlog literally last night. I give my full in-depth thoughts about this book. I have a lot of them, but yeah, this is like a 2.75. I pretty much had mostly 4 and above, I think. So I've had a pretty good 6 months. We are getting into my favorite reads. So obviously we see my 5-star stack. And again, my rereads do not count in any of these because I would just choose them for all of them. Read overall, I think, but definitely my favorite fantasy read, we have Mother of Death and Dawn. Again, I talked about this in depth on my May wrap up, so check that out if you really want to listen to it. But the female main character in this is just insane. Insane, but insane, you know. I just love this. The magic in it was so cool. This is a huge book and it does not feel like it's that long. This is on Kindle Unlimited. All of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, but this trilogy is. Please, for the love of everything, read it. Read it on Kindle and then bought it so I could tab it. But yeah, no, I love this book so much. So much. So that's for like fantasy and overall, that is my favorite read. But I feel as though it's unfair because I just prefer fantasy and it's hard to compare fantasy with like a random like literary fiction or like romance book because they don't compare, you know? So I'm between these 3 for my other favorite. I don't know how I'm gonna pick. My gut is telling me The Great Undoing. I think we're gonna go with The Great Undoing. I could literally cry thinking about it. First of all, I literally read it on Kindle because this book is not the floppiest in the world, so it's not the funnest to read. This is the UK cover. I bought it on Blackwell's, in case you were wondering. I read it on Kindle, highlighted everything, and then went back and underlined and tabbed everything. So if that tells you anything, yeah, this is definitely my other favorite, definitely. It is very close to Just for the Summer and Funny Story, I won't lie, so, but this definitely takes the cake. Next up we have Biggest Disappointment. I don't like that word. I know. So that is going to be Caraval / the entire series. I did like the first book. The other 2 just fell so flat for me. I don't know what it was. I'm really upset about it because it's not that it was a bad book. I could tell why people liked it. I just think I read it at the wrong time. I think I almost rushed it because I wanted to finish them because I was kind of just done and I just wanted to finish with the series. And so I just kind of went through and read them all really fast, even though I didn't really want to. And I probably should have just taken a step back and then read it later, but I didn't. So definitely got to be this trilogy. Again, completely my fault. I understand why people like them. I'm upset that I didn't like them, so that's why I'm disappointed. Next is a book that I was surprised by. I'm really trying to figure out which one I want to do for this because I'm between this trilogy right here and this duology. I'm gonna go with something different because I was very surprised by this because this is my new favorite fantasy series aside from SJM. Okay, so I want to say that, but we're gonna go with something different. So I'm gonna do Dance of Thieves. This duology really did surprise me because I'm late to the book talk / book community, you know, and I know that these were popular a while back, and I know these are Lauren Roberts' like favorite books, one of her favorite books. So I don't know why I was surprised, but I just really liked it. I think it's because it was sitting on my shelf for so long. Everyone knows that feeling when a book has been sitting on your shelf for months and you finally pick it up and you love it and you're like, why was it sitting there for so long? Like, I've been missing out this entire time. So that's the feeling that I got with these. So I think that these are probably the books I was most surprised by, apart from this. But I want to go with something different. And then next up we have my most tabbed book. Because I've been getting into tabbing this year. I love annotating and like making the books look all pretty. I don't know, I just love it. Chauncey has joined this video, so if you see his tail or head pop up, that's him. Obviously we have my Sarah J Maas rereads because I'm rereading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass to annotate them. So these are just an honorable mention. Look at how beautiful they are. And the tabs match. I'm very proud of them, so I had to show them. But apart from those, I even think that this might even be more tabbed than any of them. This book is tabbed. But we have Daisy Hates the Green Undoing. Look at her. Like, are you joking? Are you joking? If you guys want me to, I can make like a video where I talk about how I tab. It's not really that in-depth or anything like that, but I've had a bunch of people ask me, so if you want me to do kind of like a video including that, I totally can. But yeah, no, this is definitely my most tabbed book. There's just something about Jessa Hastings' writing that is so poetic and beautiful that I can't even, like, oh my god, I can't even fathom some of the quotes in this book. I don't know. I love this book so much, but this is definitely my most tabbed. I even think that it could be runner-up, like I said, with my Sarah J Maas books. So, next up I'm going to be talking about my second half of the year TBR. Books I will most definitely be reading in the second half of this year. This includes like anticipated releases and all that stuff, or releases I haven't gotten to yet. So that's kind of what it includes. But first I'm going to be talking about books that have been sitting on my shelves for way too long that I've been wanting to read, but I just haven't. First up, we have Six of Crows. I know this is a well-loved book slash duology series, and same thing as Dance of Thieves. This was sitting on my shelf for so long, and I know that I'm gonna love it. So I don't know why I haven't read it yet. There's just been other things I've been reading, but I think this is gonna be like Dance of Thieves for me, where it's like a surprise of how much I like it. But then we have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This will be the first sci-fi book that I ever read. I think maybe I read like a couple when I was a kid, I don't know, but I've been really wanting to read this book so bad. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while, but yeah, no, I will definitely be reading this in the second half of this year. I'm gonna be doing a reading vlog, I think, with all of the books I've been putting off, and this is one of them. We have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I don't really have any real reason why I haven't read this besides I'm scared and I haven't been in the mood for it. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews of this. I know that Rachel Catherine on YouTube really liked it. So I think I'm gonna like it. I've just been reading other things, but I'm definitely gonna be reading this before the end of this year. But I think I'm gonna make a vlog of me reading all of the books I've been like putting off. The next few that I have are either books that I don't have that are like new releases, or books that are not out yet. Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which came out yesterday, but even though I pre-ordered it in January, it's not getting to me until Friday, and today's Wednesday. So I'm not happy about that, but it's fine. It's fine. But I will be doing a reading vlog of just reading that because I'm just so excited about reading it. So I'm gonna do a reading vlog of me reading it and my reactions and stuff. Next is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This came out a bit ago, back in like March. No. May? I don't know. A bit ago. I just haven't read it. And I know her next book, Wild Eyes, I think, comes out, I don't know when, but it comes out in the second half of the year. So I want to read both of those. I know that Carissa Broadbent's coming out with another book in the Serpent of the Wings of Night, or the Crowns of Nyaxa series. I just don't know when, so we're including this. The Songbird in the Heart of Stone is the third book in the Crowns of Nyaxa series by Carissa Broadbent, and it comes out November 19th. So, yay. So that's also included. Sky Shade by Alex Astor, which is the third book in the Light Lark series. I am so excited for that one because Light Lark was a 5-star for me last year, and then Nightbane kind of fell flat for me. I also think I was in a reading slump when I was reading a decent amount of these books that should have been a high rating that could have played a part, but this is the third book in it and I'm so excited. Those are all of my anticipated slash second half of the year TBR. I don't know what you'd call that, but that is the end of my mid-year wrap up. This was so much fun. So much fun. I love talking about all the books that I've read so far. If you have any recommendations of any books that I didn't list in the last list I just said, or any of the books I've read that you think I should read that were like some of your top reads in this first half of the year, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm always looking for recommendations. That's kind of the goal, you know, of having like a book community, is like sharing our favorite books. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Let me know if you plan on reading any of the books I just talked about, if you have any of the same opinions, contradicting opinions, any of that. I want to have a little conversation over the first half of our reading year. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.